everybody, and welcome back to another edition of SCZ Live. I am Shanae, and I'm here with Lindsay, and we're smart enough to be over here in the shade because it is hot here at the zoo today. But Lindsay, we're here with some amazing native animals.
Yeah.
Tell us who we're here with.
So we are here with our two white-tailed deer. This is Dora, and over there is Key. She's nibbling on the last of the mulberry browse that I cut for them.
And we just put that mulberry browse up, what, 2 minutes ago?
Yeah,
and it is gone.
Yeah.
That's how quick they can browse something down.
They love their browse. They're actually, cervids are actually considered to be browsers. So most of their leafy intake is from leaves from trees and leafy plants, instead of grazers like bison and cattle. So I've also got some other treats for them. As you can see, they've definitely noticed.
They found them.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure you guys got a nice view of them while they're here. Good grief, guys. So, and you can see some of our cooling methods that we have set up for our animals. A lot of our animals have misters that will come on at the hottest part of the day just to help keep them cool, and it also helps keep flies off of them.
Now, I noticed that these deer don't have any antlers. Tell us the difference between antlers and horns.
Right, so male white-tailed deer will have antlers that grow in every year. So these two are female, so they don't have any antlers. So antlers will grow, the males will grow a new set every year. They'll grow a new set every year. So starting, they'll grow them throughout the spring and summer, and then fall comes and they shed the skin-like covering on the antlers, which is called velvet. They will scrape that off, and that's when their breeding season starts, which is called rut. So that continues throughout the winter, and then in late February, early March, they will drop their antlers and then start the process all over again.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. So horns are different. So like bison have horns which are actually a part of the skull. There is an outer sheath that covers the horns, but even if that comes off, they're still a part of the skull. I'm sure lots of people have seen a bison skull or a cow skull. The horn will still be on there.
And can you tell us these two's names again?
Yeah, so this is Key right here, K-E-E, and this is Dora.
Here we go. Now, white-tailed deer are found here in Kansas, correct?
Yeah, they're found all over the country, even down into Central and South America as well.
Are white-tailed deer the only type of deer that you can find here in Kansas?
Mostly. If you get into really far western Kansas, you might encounter a mule deer. And there's even been reports of elk in far southwest Kansas, which are cervids as well. But for the most part, if you see a deer in Kansas, it's probably a white-tailed deer.
And you could just see them enjoying those misters quite a bunch.
Yeah.
Now, I know this time of year, you might not always be able to see the deer out. Flies are really bad right now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are really bad right now. So we try to offer them shelter in their holding area, which is, it's a smaller area. You can see they like to lick.
They like to lick.
It's a smaller area, so we're able to control the flies in there a lot better than we are in this big yard. So we do try to offer them access to that when the flies are really bad, but not always. So we try to keep them visible for people as well.
Now, if somebody sees a fawn or a baby deer laying down and say hiding in a pasture or a field somewhere, what should they do?
They should leave it alone. Those fawns, they know that they are supposed to stay put and wait for mom to come back, and mom will come back unless you know that mom has been like hit by a car or something, in which case you would contact your wildlife rehab center. But 99% of the time, leave them alone.
It's great to get a deer bath right here.
Yeah,
we're both, I think,
wonderful.
all the salt from sweat getting licked off our legs. Now, here's a question. These are obviously very friendly to us right now.
Yeah.
Would it be okay to approach a deer like this in the wild?
No. You know, especially the males in rut, a lot of people have been attacked by them. Usually there's more cases of people being attacked by white-tailed deer than bears or cougars or anything like that. But even female deer you don't want to approach. You don't want to get them conditioned to human contact like this, because that can get them in a lot of trouble later on. So, and they can teach that to their young as well. So
So
these guys they're here at the zoo, so they know us, and we come in here every day. So we don't want them to be scared of us because we don't want to cause them stress like that. But in the wilds, that's a different story.
Now, I know we always try and follow the watch with your eyes, listen with your ears, but don't touch with your hands.
Yeah.
Now, are these the only 2 deer we have?
Yeah, well, the only 2 white-tailed deer that
Okay.
we have. We also have elk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, these are the only ones that we have.
And I noticed that we have an ear band here in one of them.
Yeah.
Why do we band their ears?
They used to both have one, but Keys fell out. So that's just a way to identify them. We've worked with them long enough that we can tell them apart just by looking at them. But for any documentation about them, we also include a yellow ear tag, or Keys used to be a red ear tag.
And I notice here Dora is shedding quite a bit.
Yeah.
So she's preparing for this hot Kansas summer as well.
Yep, they go through this in the spring and in the fall, where they'll shed their coat out and grow a completely new coat. There's this weird middle phase they have in the fall where it's like velvet. It's so nice to feel. And Key is pretty much done shedding, so you can see what that looks
That
like.
big difference. Yeah, you can see all the hair just all over. So, you know, one thing that's important to remember, just like we do here at the zoo, if you do have animals that are outside, spend that extra time to make sure that they have shelter.
Yeah,
Make sure that there's a
absolutely.
place they can get in out of the shade. If you can buy misters like this just at the hardware store, even Walmart.
Yeah, this is just a garden hose that's been strung along the tree with a mister head on it, so it's definitely easy to get at any hardware store.
And I can tell you it's cooling me off quite a bit just standing here. So
Yeah.
it's even good for us. And then again, watch those flies.
Yeah,
If you
flies.
have pets that flies are bothering, always good to make sure and bring those pets in, or again, look at your local pet or livestock center and see where you can get some products to help with the flies.
Yeah, flies can be just as bad as the heat, so
I agree.
it's important to protect them from flies as well.
Well, our North America area is just one of the areas that we've created some new evening programs for. Those of you out there in Facebook land, we have on our website now about 6 new programs, including some evening golf cart tours and some behind-the-scenes golf cart tours. We have a virtual summer school program for 6 to 9-year-olds during June. We also are looking at a couple of other virtual classes. So one of the things I encourage you guys to do is go to the zoo's website at www.scz.org. Go to that learning or tours page and look at some exciting programming that we've created that you can participate in with your family or your friend group that does not have to social distance. Lindsay, thanks so much for joining us today.
No problem.
And teaching us more about the white-tailed deer.
Absolutely.